questions. For instance, in that first part I showed you earlier, right? It was pushing question like, Obi said they won't buy private jet, which it won't, you know that. Then it was like, what if you need it? Why are you saying that? Nigeria currently have over 12, I think it's about 14 now, 14 14 aircraft in their presidential fleet right now, 14 plus the one Tifnubu just bought. Before Tifnubu, Nigeria had about 12. Tifnubu has bought like 2 now, including choppers for presidential fleet. So what happened to the plane that Bokwari was using? Why is it that immediately Bokwari left, that plane is no longer useful, it's no longer safe for Tifnubu? 20-year-old plane is not safe, but 16-year-old Aluku plane is useful. In order for them to take $150 million, he won't do that. Then she went on to keep pushing. Like, what if you need it? What if the security says you need it? Like, what kind of question is that? So if he says, "Oh, as the president," of course he's not going to fly public transport, or because why? There are presidential fleets there. Do you understand what I mean? Like, a journalist or whatever should know that. Then this part of IPOB is asking him, why has he not condemned the IPOB? What is there to condemn about the IPOB? You are a journalist. You're working for one of the biggest media platforms in Nigeria. You have money to conduct proper investigation. Interview the people, interview the locals. Let them tell their story. Tell their stories. But rather, you are joining us on social media, hunting for the hot takes, hunting for the trending things, so that you can use that to ask questions. Why should you condemn the IPOB? What did the IPOB, what did they do? What has the IPOB done that has been proven anywhere other than the state-sponsored terrorism, politically sponsored insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria? That should be something that a reputable media house should have their hand on the right info, right? He won't interview Atifku and be asking Atifku that what is he doing about Boko Haram? Of Atifku is Fulani Abi. They won't interview Atifku with that same condescending tone. That why is he not condemning those who killed Deborah? Why did you delete this? Why have you not boldly condemned this Islamic terrorist in northern part of Nigeria? They don't ask him that. They don't. But you see, they push the narrative as if to say IPOB has actually done anything wrong. So if I sit here as a journalist, I'm like, how come you have not condemned the IPOB? I say, okay, condemn them for what? For asking for a referendum? Or what exactly? Because of the insecurity in the eastern part of did you have evidence of that? You are a journalist. I will ask you, I say, do you have evidence of that? Obi is a politician talking to make, probably not to really upset everyone. Just the same way they were asking him about the North. If the North can trust him, why should the North trust him or not? But the tone, if you understand where that kind of question is coming from, you are an Igbo man, you are a Christian. Those two things, do you think the North can trust you? Do you know those intrusive thoughts? Then the journalist is asking him, how can he answer that? If you are premising your message from a very much biased, sort of like, perspective. I'm asking you a question that I've already got the bias from. Why have you not condemned the IPOB? Condemn them for what? Listen again.
Criticize you. That you never came out to condemn the role IPOB and those who were the agitators and those who were asking for seat at home. And some of the killings that happened.
Still, they are not following me. I've condemned killings everywhere, even the one that happened in Anambra yesterday.
You're talking about the role of IPOB.
I said I've condemned everything. The only thing I said about the agitators, let me tell you now. So it doesn't matter what, there's Yoruba agitators, There's other agitators, I will talk to all of them. There's nothing wrong in agitating. Anybody who says, okay, let's talk. You must exhaust reason, but see, I see all those functionalities as a function of a dysfunctional, is the result of a dysfunctional society. If you do the right things, all these things will collapse on its own. So what I'm going to unleash here as government, somebody who works in government, will change it.
Would it be canvassing for a political solution to the case of Nnamdi Kanu?
For every one of them. I mean, why is it being held? It doesn't make sense to me. Some people say because he used vulgar words and everything. Is there anything wrong? I've not seen it. People just say, oh, using vulgar words. You say, it doesn't bother me if I'm president, whether you call me thief, call me a less man, call me idiot, which they call me today. It doesn't bother me. My duty as a leader is to the common man to put food on their table.
Well, if you are talking about the situation in the South, is it the same way you handle the agitators and those who are killing in the Northeast and the Northwest?
Remember what I said. If there are people I can talk to, I will talk to them. But remember what I said. Once I exhaust reason, I'll deal with it. Let's say tomorrow we have a bandit by name operating in the Northeast. I will look for shame. Quote me anywhere. But, remember, that is just establish a link to say enough is enough.
Afterwards?
Deal with it decisively.
Are you happy with the peace and the quiet in the Southeast after the arrest of Simon Ekpa?
There's no peace anywhere like I know in Nigeria now. So, for me, I just told you they killed 10 yesterday in my state. Is that peace? People are being killed for production, not for consumption.
Have you done the math?
Oh, so it's very easy. I don't need to renovate conference center. There's no conference here. So I've done it as a governor. You ask which industry that I built. So one of the first places I renovated as governor was industrial estate in Onitsha. Go there and see the number of industries. Jonathan commissioned at least 10 industries there.
Criticize you. Can you?
I mean, he's the one who wants to be president, Abi. So he should be questioned, and his answers should be, sort of like treated by his merit without any bias. But of course, there are biases. They will say he supports IPOB. Did you listen to that answer? What did Nnamdi Kanu? What did he do? He's done nothing. They are keeping Nnamdi Kanu as a trophy. If people are committing crimes in the eastern part of Nigeria in the name of Biafra, which IPOB is not, it is the job of government to pick anybody committing crime. It is not the job of the IPOB, right, to begin to fish out anyone committing crime in the eastern part of Nigeria. And they come out every now and then to say, no, that's not us. No, that's not us. Oh, this is not us, and all of that. Despite their denial and their, what do you call it? I don't even think we should use denial. I would say that despite their sort of like a rejection of most of these things, the Nigerian media keep pushing it. Then Shehun added Simon Ekpa to it. Or after the arrest of Simon Ekpa, there has been peace. You are a journalist, for goodness sake. In Anambra State, just like he said, 10 people were still killed by this Fulani terrorist. Where do you write that one? What about those who are currently being chased out of their homes, out of their farms by Fulani terrorists in Ehamufu? How about those who have become their regular victims now in Ebonyi? People are being killed across board. But you sat there and was like, okay, the arrest of Simon Ekpa has now brought any peace and all of that stuff. Come on, man. That's not one of those condescending questions. Take a look at this. Can Nigerian trust you? Is better than can the North trust you? Why should they trust you?
You think that the North trusts you?
So, I want them to trust me. The biggest asset of this country is in the north. The uncultivated land in the north. The criminality we face in the north today, I'll deal with it. So if I'm president, the north will celebrate me. I have an idea of the problem. So I'm in this country when, if I'm looking for cash, I go to Kanu. There used to be industries in Bompai 1, in Bompai, Sharadan 1, Sharadan 2, and everything. So I was in Indonesia this year. From February 1 to February 7, meeting from Minister of Health, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Businesses, Minister of this, to former Vice President, to the most popular president. And so you learn, and what they did is not rocket science.
Let me ask you, Mr. Pilobi, you had, there is a popular slogan that you used in the campaign, from consumption to production.
Yes.
Is that not productive? Let me ask you, because there are those who have also criticized you that what industry did Obi even put in Anambra when he was governor? To start with as an example. But I like to take the Nigerian example.
I mean, you know that industries. They have even used it as an example.
the brewery, right? As one.
Yes.
But the big question here, we're looking at a bigger picture, Ms. Obi. We need to start looking at our competitive advantage as a country.
Yes.
Where will the jobs come the most? Where will the more money come as an alternative to oil? If you are president, where do you think you will focus the most in the very first 1 year that can give us that advantage?
So, I might not turn it around the very first 1 year, but I can tell you, so we can make more money from agriculture than we make from oil. Any day, any time. I can show it to you.
Which produce will you be focusing on?
So we have all the produce. Why did you think? Go and look at the arrays. Do you know arrays, which the colonial masters did, were focused on where we were getting products. So there's so much, Nigerian land is so fertile that we can grow anything.
Do you think that the North trusts you?
You get that? Questions like, do you think the North trusts you? Even though we can also say Shehu is kind of like a displaying what is more or less like a silence in the okay, hang on. I need to stop it. Sorry about the audio. I've got an echoey stop because I'm putting something on. Don't worry, I'll do that after. So we can also say that Shehu, right, without conceding, let's even try this and say maybe Shehu is just a reflection of how people actually speak out there. Do you get that now? And it needs to now convince them and say, oh, you can trust me. I can this or that. I did it in Anambra. And I think because of that, because of that statement of ease, as they said, he brought, he brought Sab Miller. The Ronukus would say he brought beer, alcohol. That's why he brought to his Anambra state, so that they can be getting drunk. That's part of their banter, right? So he had to mention it and say, well, I developed by, redesigning what is called these industrial estates that now house the major conglomerates, manufacturing conglomerates in the eastern part of Nigeria, and also as the highest earner of revenue for Anambra State today. So I think when he mentioned that, people just went on to go, he always say, go and verify, go and verify. And the obedience, that is what I said this afternoon. I said, Peter Obi did not earn this kind of followership that you are witnessing simply because he's a good orator, or he speaks so, or I don't know, like, it is because not because of the sound of his voice. It is because of the quality of the content of what he says. Now, you can have your bias and the rest of that, right? So when it tells you go and verify, you can go and verify. The obedient right away started. And from them, I got to an industrial estate of ease. And most of those things it did, majority of them have been either abandoned, mismanaged, far away from where he left them, right? So he was talking about this one.
Indigenous manufacturing companies producing top-of-the-range products have been established in Anambra State, with the prospects still bright for new entrants. These companies are taking advantage of the state-built Harbour Industrial Park, Onitsha. Situated by the banks of the River Niger, the Anambra government has turned this once flood-prone land into an industrial park with a network of good roads and drainages. It is not surprising these companies now have a peaceful, conducive atmosphere for production and easy distribution of their goods to the major markets. Here in the Harbour Park is an indigenous manufacturer who has been able to expand his production line of bottle caps and other allied products into a fully automated plant that can churn out over 1.5 billion caps yearly. And another cheering news, it's providing employment for more than 700 people.
What you are seeing in Anambra State, which is the spring up of many industries, is as a result of a government enabling environment which they provided. The government is industrial friendly. This industrial friendliness is what you see when you look around the harbour industrial layout with the kind of infrastructure the government has put on ground. This industrial friendliness is also seen in government policy in tackling what we call multiple taxation.
Also in the Harbour Park is a foreign-based firm which started production about 4 years ago in Anambra State after the completion of its new ultra-modern factory. Using state-of-the-art equipment, they produce various beverages of international standards. Despite creating direct employment for hundreds of Nigerians, the projects exponentially also create hundreds more through distribution, marketing, and sales chain. As more companies spring up in the state, taking advantage of Governor Peter Obi's administration's economic blueprint, Anambra, in the eyes of some observers, is fast becoming the Taiwan of Africa. To strengthen the financial sector, the Obi administration was able to domicile the services of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in the state by the provision of.
So that particular park should have possibly, if he was, you know something, right? If this Obi was a politician, he would have named the park after himself. So that by now, everybody will know that, okay, it was, so it was Peter Obi, this or that. Let me show you from above what it looks like correctly.